Welcome to OMNI On Air, the official podcast of OMNI Aviation.
where we dive into the real stories of aviation's finest. I'm your host, Ella.
And I'm Daniel.
Alright, so joining us for today's episode is a very, very dynamic trio. Of course, Miss CJ, Miss Cheryl, and Miss Camille. We'd love to hear po your background coming from your own experiences. So, Miss CJ, can you share with us ano po yung mga airlines that you have flown with?
Okay, so yung mga airlines na nagkaroon ako ng experience, I was with Sea Air before, that's a local airline. They were based here in Clark, Pampanga. And then afterwards, I joined Qatar Airways. So doon medyo tumagal yung aking career.
Very level up tayo sa Qatar
Of
Airways.
course.
How about you po, Miss Cheryl? Can you share?
Yes, I was only with one airline, Saudi Arabian Airlines or Saudia.
Saudi.
Yes.
And Miss Camille?
One airline lang din ako, former flight attendant of Air New Guinea, based
Air New
in
Guinea.
Port Moresby sa Papua New Guinea.
Wow.
Wow.
I think that's a very unique airline actually. Parang
For
very
Filipinos,
common.
oo.
for Filipinos. Can you share a little bit more about the experience, ma'am?
Ako lang yung Filipino doon.
Kala ko ikaw yung pinakamaganda, ate!
Actually, ako nga.
Ganun.
It's the national flag carrier of Papua New Guinea. So, bale, ang mga fleets nila is Boeing 747,
pinalipad.
787, and yung pinaka-small aircrafts, which is the Dash A300, Dash A200. So, yun.
Very unusual po siya na airline, no? Because usually when
Very,
you're-
sila, nationalistic
Oh.
airline.
So they hire Filipinos, the other
They do,
nationalities.
but then, once in a blue moon lang talaga sila eh.
Mm.
Kailan ba lumalabas yung Blue Moon?
Mga every 2 years. Ganun.
So every 2 years lang pwede
You
ba?
were just
ano?
so lucky.
So, lucky.
Very lucky. Like us.
One of the very few chosen. I'd love to bank off of that experience, ma'am. Ano po siguro yung pinakatumatak sa inyo, all three of you, na experience throughout your career, most memorable as flight attendants?
Yung tuwing may kwentuhan, yun yung go-to.
Yung laging naaalala.
Siyempre pagkain. Pagkain ng iba't ibang bansa kasi doon tayo natututo. We could see the history through their food, their culture. So yung pagkain talaga yung number one sa akin.
Ano po
Ayan.
favorite cuisine niyo, if we may ask, yeah?
Paella from Barcelona. Ganyan.
How about you, Miss
Siyempre.
Cheryl?
Ako kasi different yung experience ko, no? Because I lived in Saudi Arabia. And during that time, they were very strict doon, no? Not like now, kasi medyo open na sila now. But way back when I was there, na-shock ako talaga. Na-culture shock ako. Kasi syempre, hindi tayo masyadong exposed, no? Because pagdating doon, ay iba pala, iba yung religion, like even the food, yes, sa mga babae. Even if dito sa Philippines, before we left, syempre may orientation, pre-departure orientation seminar. But then, hindi pa rin, kahit na may mga inputs na gano'n, when you go there, parang ito pala yung totoo. So this is real, no?
This
na,
is it.
Yes, na may nakukulong, yung mga ganyan. So
Oo.
iba talaga yung culture.
May nalalash.
So you just have to follow yung mga laws talaga nila.
How about for Air New Guinea, ma'am?
Iba din ang lifestyle sa Papua New Guinea. It's more of South Pacific Islands kasi siya. So, yung mga near places is more on Solomon Islands, Vanuatu. Talagang Moana style lang.
Very exotic.
I love
yeah.
Moana.
Diba? So, more of the beaches.
Uh-huh.
So, ma-adventurous din akong tao. So, I like to also explore. And maliliit lang din ang mga islands doon. So, more of seafood din, pagkain doon, actually.
Siyempre napapaligiran kayo ng ocean.
Yes.
Diba?
So from those experiences, ma'am, we'd love to understand. Siyempre ngayon, you are now instructors. Kayo na po yung nag-i-impart ng knowledge sa bagong generation ng flight attendants. Paano po yun natatranslate sa tinuturo nyo sa kanila? Lahat ng experiences nyo as flight attendants.
Yung namin, yung personal experience, yung maturity, ayan, nai-impart namin doon sa mga aspiring cabin crew natin dito sa OMNI Aviation, di ba? Para naman, ma-prepare nila yung sarili nila na kapag let's say, graduate na sila sa college at talagang pinursu nila itong career na to as a flight attendant, they will be prepared at makikita na nila yung pupuntahan nila na na career nila, yung path nila.
Actual day-to-day.
So dapat talaga yung maturity, yung accountability, at dapat maging responsable kasi hindi naman talaga biro yung career na to.
Hindi lang sit still, look pretty.
Of
na.
course, kailangan talaga.
And what's more, kasi, syempre dito sa OMNI, iba kasi, like we instructors, we came from different airlines. So we impart our experiences, not only knowledge. No? Kasi yung technical, actually, matututunan
Matututunan
nila yan.
niya eh.
No?
Pero yung
Pagdating nila
experience-
sa airline.
Sa training.
But syempre, they're more excited dun sa life. No? Kasi it's more than the glamour and the beauty. So hindi lang ganun eh. No? We have to instill with them yung discipline, about
life
safety,
skill,
security, yung mga ganyan. So yun yung primary responsibility. Hindi lang yung importante na mag-makeup ka. You know, how you walk, how you sit, how you talk.
But given na yung pagiging caught off guard nyo sa cultures ng Saudi Arabia, na-apply nyo ba yun sa teachings sa mga students na know what to expect, especially when you're put in a country wherein you're really stepping out of your comfort zone?
Yes, kasi you have to prepare them for the life that they're going into, 'di ba? Kasi hindi siya basta, you know, yung kasi they want to become a cabin crew because of the benefits that they receive. Kasi like malaking salary, free travel, but it's more than that. May kapalit yun.
May kapalit.
Yeah, kapalit would
Maraming
be the sacrifice.
sacrifices,
Yes.
yes.
Sobrang dami. So sinasabi din namin yon so that they are prepared. Hindi yung pagdating nila doon, ma-realize nila, ay, bawal pala yung na magsick-leave. Hindi ka pwedeng umabsent.
doon
yung
namin
ganyan.
sasabihin na dapat i-research mo rin para mapaghandaan mo kung saan ka papunta.
Kumbaga yung job
Diba?
description
Yung job
talaga.
description and the place, the workplace itself. Ano ba yung kultura doon? Para mape-prepare mo yung sarili mo na hindi malilesen din yung yung culture shock.
Culture shock.
Yeah.
And aside from the training of sa OMNI Aviation, syempre, we will share all the knowledge that we have, especially as mentioned with Miss CJ, sa mga experiences namin, at saka sa mga different culture and lifestyle na na-experience nga namin during our flight.
Doon papasok yung flexibility and adaptability para nga naman makasabay ka, 'di ba? Doon sa sa crowd at kung ano man yung norm doon sa lugar na 'yon.
So sa mga incoming po, mga gustong sumali sa OMNI, mga nakakita sa Facebook profile ni OMNI and are interested to train, ano po kaya yung pwede nilang i-expect sa mga
heads
trainers
up.
nila? Yeah, heads up.
Ano bang kailangan?
Formal? Is it formal? Is it
when it's
rigorous?
needed, yes. When it's needed, kailangan mong maging formal
Formal.
talaga. Kailangan mong aralin kung ano yung mga modules, let's say, or mga lessons or trainings na kailangan nilang pagdaanan. Pero syempre, gusto rin namin na magkaroon sila ng fun learning experience. Hindi lang puro basta training lang, rigorous training. At the same time, kailangan mo i-enjoy mo rin yung training mo, 'di ba? Para mas tumatak sa isip mo.
Mas maalala.
Mas maalala
Yeah,
nila.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Tsaka you have to be flexible. Kailangan makakonect ka dun sa students.
Exactly.
No,
Oh,
it's
so
not just
that
teaching, ganyan.
may
tas
relationship,
exam, that's
no?
it. Yes.
Wag lang yung
Mahawakan
ibang
yung
klaseng
puso nila.
relationship ito.
Kasi malaking impact ko yun eh.
Yes, exactly.
And I always also tell the students before any start of the class na to enjoy, to have fun. And then it's also a stepping stone for them kasi lalo na if their passion is to become a flight attendant. This is a stepping stone with OMNI Aviation na para may back knowledge na sila, proper knowledge when they actually apply for the
Prepared na
airline.
sila. Yeah, that's true.
Since we're in the topic of stepping stone, if we would go back in time sa mga prime era nyo, how was...
Oo nga.
Hindi, yung prime era nyo kasi last year
Quiet
lang
na
eh.
lang ako.
Last year pa lang naman. Last year pa lang. Hindi, if you would go back in time,
The flying era, right?
what or how was your first experience when you were applying for the job? And para malaman po nila ano pala yung i-expect nila na mag-a-apply na sila, ganyan. Ano po yung naging experience nyo when you were in that position, when you were
Especially
applying
po
for the
because,
job?
Ma'am, you're from Papua New Guinea, Air New Guinea, right? And then Saudi. Parang not a lot of people
Not a lot of
can
people.
say that they have had that experience. So we'd love for you to share yung unique insights na paano ba mag-apply sa Saudi and sa Air New Guinea, right?
Ako actually curious din ako eh. How did you apply? Yes.
Ikaw na mauna.
Naging controversial yung pag-apply ko sa Air New Guinea.
Kasi
Because
mag-isa ka lang,
iba nga.
Talagang mag-isang Pilipina lang kayo dun.
First, Filipina siya.
So, first Filipino Filipina resident sa PAG to fly for
The national flag
for the
carrier.
national flag
Oo.
carrier. So, naging controversial lang kasi, first of all, iba yung kulay ko. Sabi sa public, bakit kayo tumatanggap ng ibang kulay?
Ano ba kulay nila?
Ano ba yung contrast ng kulay? Darker.
Curious
Color
na
dark.
Darker.
Kasi island kasi.
Dark skin.
So, mistisa ka talaga.
Yes.
Naks.
Ikaw na yun.
Mestiza.
Maganda doon.
You set the standard,
Yes. So, I had to
Benchmark,
prove myself.
Right.
Pero in all fairness naman sa mga former colleagues ko, they actually defended me naman. Every time na may passengers na nagko-question, bakit kayo tumatanggap ng ganyan? So, I've proven myself. I've actually learned the language. So, and
Fluent.
then I had to speak sa public announcements. Kaya And then after 2 years naman, I've proven myself. I got promoted as a supervisor.
Masasampulan nyo kami ng language.
Nakalimutan ko na kasi.
Hindi na nagagamit, no? Wala nang practice.
Wala nang practice.
So how would you say, how difficult ba siya, ma'am, yung experience nyo? You were based in Papua New Guinea.
Yes, I was
right?
based in Port Moresby. Sa main city ng Papua New Guinea.
So based sa
So, I
mga
fly.
based po sa mga naririnig nyo with peers who, for example, fly PAL, the
Yes.
flag carrier natin. Parehas po ba yung standard nila? How different was it?
Yes, it's almost the same. Very strict. When it comes to the application, I had to stand in line for the rest of 4,000 people.
Oh, okay.
Ang dami.
Oo.
Pero
4,000
where did you
people.
apply?
Sa Port Moresby.
Doon na talaga.
Doon na.
So, nagpunta ka talaga doon? Or oh.
That time. And then, at the same time, nag-apply ako, I found out that they actually collected mga 10 Filipinos from here to fly also there.
Pero you were the only one who was, ma'am,
Doon,
accepted.
yes.
Wow.
You mean you applied here, tapos pinadala kayo?
Hindi, nag-apply ako doon.
Direkta siya.
Pero yung iba, dito, sa Makati. Oo.
How about with Saudi, ma'am?
Okay, with Saudia, it was way different before nung nag-apply ako than now, no? Kasi ngayon may agency na. We were actually direct hired, no? Kasi I actually started out as a temporary cabin crew for Saudia. Bakit temporary? Because it was the peak season in Saudi Arabia that time. It was called the Hajj season. So si Saudia, they created extra flights, no? Para siyang Holy Week dito sa Pilipinas. So they created extra flights and they needed extra cabin crew. So luckily, isa ako sa mga nag-apply during that time. Well, background lang, no? Hindi ko kasi inisip na mapupunta ako sa aviation. I was actually applying sa offices. No, I'm a graduate of BS Psychology, so feeling ko dapat sa HR ako. And then this friend of mine, sabi niya, "Halika sa airline tayo mag-apply." So sabi ko, okay, kasi hindi naman ako choosy that time. So sabi ko, bakit sa airline? Kasi sabi niya, may mga benefits yan, may free travel, may free, okay. So madali naman ang
Nabudol
kausap,
ka.
syempre.
Diba?
Na-scam ako. So nag-apply naman ako. Si friend, she got in Singapore Airlines.
Wow.
Pero hindi siya flight attendant. Kasi nga grounds ang gusto namin. Sa office talaga. And then, ako naman, I was called by Saudia because they were looking for temporary. So, na-curious lang ako, ano kaya yung temporary cabin crew? Tapos parang, hindi ko naman inaisip na cabin crew. So, parang tiningnan ko lang. So, I went to the office. I checked out. Sabi ko, anong meron? Tapos, yung hiring process dati, si manager, which was a Filipino manager in Makati. Makati din yung office nila. So, parang very casual na conversation lang. Then, kapag nakapasa ka doon, impact interview na pala yun. That was the first interview. Yes, interview na yun. So, hindi ko alam, interview na pala to. So, after nun, you will be sent to another place, another time, another venue, tapos mag-wear daw ng corporate attire. And then, yung second interview na yun, panel interview na pala. So, yung panel interview, ito na yung mga iba-ibang lahi, all from yung mga big bosses ng Saudia,
Dumating
mga,
dito sa Manila.
yung mga Saudi, mga British, ganyan. So, ang dami nila. And then, actually, yung tinuturo natin dito, sitting, standing, walking in OMNI, yun yung pinagawa sa amin.
Oh, imagine. So
Okay.
talagang magagamit nila yung mga tinuturo natin dito sa
So, yung
OMNI,
second interview na yun, pag nakapasa ka doon, you will go through the medical already.
Oh.
After the medical, simultaneously, habang ginagawa mo yung medical clearance mo, inaayos mo na rin yung papers kasi hindi pa uso yung agency dati.
Oo.
So kami yung mismo nag-ayos ng papers namin, yung documents namin. So pag naayos mo na yun, lipad na kami. Training na. So that's it. So ganun
Mabilis
lang,
din, no?
yes, ganun
Mabilis.
kabilis.
During that procedure, that must have
gotten your hopes up knowing na hindi naman po yun yung gusto nyo in-apply pero somehow tuloy-tuloy yung process na tuloy-tuloy
Oo,
naman.
oo. Kasi parang curious lang talaga ako nung time na yon. Tapos parang na-challenge lang ako kasi syempre,
Napasubukan
pero
na
sa
eh.
alam mo yung feeling na ang dami-dami tapos isa ka sa mga napipili.
Yeah,
So,
diba?
sumunod na lang din ako, 'di ba? I went with the flow. Tapos feeling ko syempre na kasi since it was just a temporary job, so 3 months lang actually yun.
Wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, so parang sabi, try ko lang 3 months. Pero kasi I was very young then, and hindi ko in-expect na, kasi yung parents ko strict din. Kasi yung Saudi dati, very close pa talaga, you know, sobrang strict na. Anyway, bumayag naman si parents. Kaya nung nandun ako sa Saudi, na-enjoy ko naman siya. And when I came back, I actually applied as a ticketing agent sa PAL. Pero temporary lang din yon kasi iba rin yung ticketing process dati, no, yung issuance. And then I was assigned in Cubao. And then after noon, 3 months lang din yon. After those 3 months, tinawag na uli kami ni Saudia. So this time, wala nang interview, so training na agad.
Yeah.
Kasi parang kami
Proven
na
na
yung
po
previous,
kayo.
yes. So ganun. Yun yung life ko doon
And
sa
then
Saudi.
nagtuloy-tuloy na, ma'am.
Yes, I stayed in Jeddah for 1 year. 7 years.
Wow.
I
It's really
stayed in
meant for
Jeddah
you.
for 1 year kasi si Saudi lang ang merong outside base.
Okay.
Okay, so I was based in Jeddah for a year and then you get to choose kung saan mong gustong base.
So, saan ka na base after?
Siyempre, Manila, na
Of
homesick na ako
course.
noong time na yon, di ba? Pero, it doesn't mean that if you're a Filipina, you go automatically to Manila. So, pwede kang mag-New York base, London base, kung saan may base si
Oh,
Saudi.
so, meron kayong choice
Oo.
pala. That's nice.
Yes.
Sa Qatar, since tourism graduate ako, mas madali sa akin because I applied, yes, meron ng prior knowledge. But not as the same as yung sa panahon ngayon ng mga tourism students. Kasi nung panahon namin, wala talaga yung ganitong klase na may aviation training school. So parang ano rin sariling sikap mo din na kailangang aralin mo yung pagiging flight attendant. However, I was a ground staff already in Qatar with their sister company, Qatar Aviation
You were based
Services.
there already?
I was already based in Qatar. So, alam ko na yung operations talaga on ground. So, mas madali sa akin mag-transition from ground to cabin crew department. So, mas kampante na ako dun sa lugar. It's just that kailangan ko lang maipasa talaga yung mga yung mga interview, di ba? So kailangan na maipasa yun. And luckily naman na yun, nagtuloy-tuloy. Here I am. At nakakapagturo na dito sa OMNI.
Pero alam niyo yung napapansin ko, you say these stories with such love
Yeah.
na parang namimiss na.
Parang kahapon
Actually.
lang, di ba? Oo,
Actually.
parang kahapon lang. Siguro yung utak at puso
Yes.
gustong bumalik. Ewan ko lang sa katawan, kung gusto pa rin bumalik talaga. Oo, di ba? Kung tatanggapin pa at kung kakayanin
Actually,
pa.
kasi yung sinasabi nila na once a flight attendant, always a flight
Always a
attendant.
flight
Kasi parang
attendant,
nasa
yes.
dugo mo na, no?
Exactly. Kaya kapag nakikita namin yung halimbawa dito sa AVR, yung mga passenger seats, talagang nostalgic for us. Lalo na nung first time ko nakita yung OMNI Aviation.
Yes.
Kasi nga naman, talagang passion mo yung aviation. Babalik at babalik ako
Brings
sa...
back memories,
When you're
no?
standing
Yes,
here on
exactly.
stage na i-demonstrate yung
Yeah.
mga actions.
Yes,
May
automatic
nostalgic
yung
na-
katawan mo
Oo.
Pag halimbawa, humarap kami
Muscle
sa
memory
pintuan ng isang eroplano, kung halimbawa magtuturo kami how to operate the door, automatic yung kamay pumupunta kung
Pumupunta
saan
na rin.
dapat pupunta. So ganun ka na-instill sa amin yung training. Kaya siguro mas naibibigay namin yung tamang training sa mga aspiring cabin crew natin. Oo.
So is the passion part of the choice kung bakit po after being flight attendants, you transitioned naturally to become instructors?
Siguro, oo. Masasabi kong kasama yung passion mo talaga. And this is like pay forward na. Since na ibigay na sa amin yung opportunity, why not give it dito
Back.
sa mga give it back dito sa mga aspiring cabin crew natin. Kasi yun naman din yung goal natin dito sa OMNI Aviation. Yung mga natutunan namin, whether it's a life skill or yung career experience, maipasa namin sa aming mga estudyante. And then that would say na talagang naging effective yung namin, yung existence
Yeah,
namin
yeah.
dito sa OMNI.
And it also feels great to inspire the
Exactly.
students
Oo, parang very
also.
noble kasi na magkaroon ng impact. Maging
Tama.
bahagi ka ng
Di tsaka while you're
buhay.
teaching, di ba, yung mga subjects na tinuturo mo brings back memories na
Exactly,
ito, yung
oo.
training ko, ito, parang hirap na hirap ako dito di ba?
Pero
Yung mga
ngayon,
Kaya naman
ganon.
yung nagtuturo, ano?
Yung parang yung time na kayo yun, kayo yung student na yun, and hindi siya nagawa sa inyo. It's your opportunity na, ito yung nagkulang
pwede mo
that time, ito yung
itama,
bibigay ko
oo.
naman.
Yeah.
Tama.
Exactly.
Meron po ba kayong specific na subject or specific na training module that you really love to teach?
Yes.
Na favorite nyo, ganon.
Sa akin,
Meron po ba?
emergency procedure.
Ah.
Kasi parang, siya black and white. There's no
Okay.
gray
Yes.
area.
There's no gray area.
There's no gray area. Kung ano yung nasa libro, yun
Yan
talaga
talaga
yung
susundan.
susundin mo. Oo. Dahil kung hindi, wala. Magiging angels in the sky tayo pag hindi tayo sumunod.
True. Same with me. Emergency procedures din. Because we all came from different airlines. Pero yung basic training, yun it's all the same.
It's all the
Diba?
same.
So,
oo.
tama din siya, black and white. So, it's very technical. And iba kasi yung feeling na nagtuturo ka because sa cabin crew, that's actually the heart and soul of the training. No, yung emergency
Yeah.
procedures.
Safety always.
Oo. So, yun din, excited din syempre yung mga students to
Yes,
learn about the
oo.
commands, yung mga ganyan, the drills.
Diba?
CPR.
Yes.
Yung mga commands, yung mga sinisigaw-sigaw na nakikita na nila sa mga TikTok. Ngayon, ituturo mo
Takbo-takbo
pa
sila.
lang yung commands, bigla,
Alam na po
emergency
nila.
band, magaganon na sila.
Actually, oo, parang
diba?
automatic.
Ay, paano nyo nalaman? Hindi pa naman nabubuksan yung mga
Hindi,
yung
tsaka minsan
slide, yung
kinukwento nila,
PowerPoint.
napapanaginipan nila yung commands
Imagine,
Oo,
diba?
Ganun
Ganon ka,
Oo.
na-stuck na talaga
Kailangan
yung
talaga i-memorize
yung
talaga
evacuation
yun.
commands
Oo,
natin,
tama.
diba? Kaya, yeah.
Pero yung difference, ma'am, no? Kasi, they're so lucky. May ganito na ngayon. Merong
Exactly.
actual map that they get to
Exactly.
experience.
Sa amin lahat, imahinasyon.
Yun nga po.
Kaya kailangan yung utak mo creative din mag-imagine kung ano itsura ng mga equipment, ano itsura ng cabin, saan ka tatakbo,
Right.
nasaan yung pintuan, yung mga
Tsaka
ganyan.
very lucky din yung students talaga ng OMNI because what we teach them prepares them for the training pag nasa airline na sila. Aside
edge
from
na po sila.
we prepare them na ma-accept sila, we
Yeah.
also prepare them pag nagte-training na sila. Kasi may mga syempre may mga exams, no? Pwede
Yeah.
kang bumagsak at any time. So sayang naman, 'di ba?
Sayang naman
So
talaga.
usually the first time that you hear terminologies, syempre parang sandali mawiwindang ka talaga, 'di ba? Parang there's something new, ang hirap i-memorize. But
So,
since may
possibility po ba
background
yun?
na,
Na kahit na-hire ka na?
Yes.
Yes,
makapasa ka pa
it's
din?
not yet your
Oh.
your 100% na
Hindi yung
kukunin
final
ka na nila.
destination mo.
Yes, hindi
So
pa yung
that's something
final.
they don't usually talk about kasi parang laging,
No.
dapat ganito ka when you ace your interview like this. Pero meron
Akala
pa
Pero
nila
pala-
kasi
meron
pag
pa pala.
na-shortlist ka
Oo.
na, yun na yun. Hindi pa. Hindi ka
Hindi pa pala
papasok sa
tapos.
banga. Hindi pa, te. Ganun talaga.
maraming mga exams and practical ganyan,
tests.
oral
Yes.
exams, ganun.
Sinasabi din namin sa mga students yan, no filter talaga. As
Oo.
in, sinasabi namin yung reality sa airline na everyday may examination during the training. 90% ang
Kaya nga
pass.
kailangan
Passing
dito
rate.
sa training, training school pa lang natin,
Yes.
ma-prepare na sila sa mga ganun na proseso.
Oh, yun sinasabi ko. Kasi pag nag-training na, parang recall na lang.
Exactly.
Diba?
Okay.
Kasi
Parang naaral
minsan,
ko na to,
malalaman
ah.
kasi namin kung ano talaga, kung tama ba yung mga tinuturo namin. Kapag meron na kami mga successful graduates, tapos babalikan
Placed na
kami,
po.
magme-message sila sa
Magpapasalamat
amin.
sila.
Magte-thank you
Yes.
talaga sila for the mere fact na everyday nag-check kami ng grooming.
Wow.
Tapos sabihin nila, ma'am, na perfect ko ang grooming kasi totoo pala everyday check sa airline.
So,
Sabi ko,
kumbaga
yes.
dito pa lang nai-instill na sa kanila yung
May
practice.
disiplina na,
Oo,
yes. May
oo.
disiplina na to do that everyday.
Pero that must have felt nice one.
Eh sana naman, kaya
Hindi, yung parang
flying colors na silang
tinuro nyo yun and then lumipas yung maraming taon, sila naman yung nakapag-try and then makaka-receive kayo ng message. from
Yeah.
them.
Yes.
Oo, kasi
Oo.
na-apply nila
Yung
eh.
That is
impact
the one, yung priceless
na-instill
na-
nyo sa kanila.
Yes, yun yung priceless na
Their
ano
success
namin.
is also our success.
Our
Parang hindi
Wow.
mababayaran ng
I
kahit
love that.
anong ano yan.
Parang yun yung
Feeling na yun.
parang yun yung magiging tawag nito, yung test sa amin kung naging effective ba
Effectivity.
kami.
Tama
Yes,
ba?
kung naging effective kami na instructors nila kapag binabalikan na kami at nagpapasalamat na sila sa amin.
In
It's
your
very
years
nice
of
naman.
teaching po, is there a favorite success story? May specific na student na you felt, I don't know, baka during their time training, shy sila?
Lalabas yung favoritism.
Siguro yung pagiging matatag nila, resilient. Kasi yung iba, nakailang try na, diba?
Meron tayo actually success story,
May mga
remember?
success stories kami, yes, oo.
Si Arces.
Diba? Yung mga ganyan, ang dami niyang pinagdaanan. As in sa buhay, marami siyang pinagdaanan. And then, finally, natanggap siya sa national flag carrier pa
Wow,
natin. So,
pal.
oo, talagang very nakaka-proud sa part namin.
Ano po yung mga memorable stuff that you get to do with the students in the, for example, the mock cabin or during the swimming? Yung talagang naaalala nyo na you feel like for them it's so fun.
Ano bang pa
Practicals, yung mga practicals.
Mga practicals,
Mostly
yung mga, ano nila,
EP,
evacuation
emergency,
command, yung biglang akala mo seryoso na lahat, tapos biglang magtitinginan sila, mali yung sinabi mo, ganon. Tapos tatawa sila, di ulit na naman kami.
Tsaka yung ano din, di ba? Yung personality development nila.
Yes, personality development.
Doon lumalabas talaga yung mga ano nila.
Sa una kasi
quirks,
yung mga
character
first few days, medyo
Mga shy type pa.
mahihain, hindi nagsasalita. Sabi ko, ay ganito pala katahimik yung mga ganitong galing ng school. Tapos after a week, ayan na, lalabas na yung kulit nila.
Maingay.
Isa pa yung kailangan instill kasi sa kanila confidence.
Yes.
Diba? Kasi syempre shy, pag sa trabahong to, hindi ka naman pwedeng shy.
Hindi
Tama.
pwede talaga. Hindi talaga po uubra.
Doon lumalabas yung pagka...
Ganon.
Medyo hanggang dito na ba?
So, feeling ko, ma'am, something unique for Omni also is because, syempre, meron tayong mock cabin. We're able to do the in-flight service. And
Yes.
talaga sinesimulate natin, diba, na ito yung destination, so ito yung food. Can you walk us through a little bit about that experience? Lalo na sa mga interested, i-explore.
Dito kasi sa atin sa Omni, kompleto yung gamit natin eh. So talagang masasabi mong mock cabin siya dahil lahat ng kailangan for the in-flight service, meron tayo, makatotohanan, nahahawakan nila,
Yeah.
and we also have the food in it. Kaya mafe-feel talaga ng mga students namin na
Nandun
naging
sila.
flight attendant sila for a day.
Nandun sila.
Diba? So,
And we would also give them scenarios, di ba?
Yes,
na parang,
Yeah,
mga
yung next
scenarios.
question. Paano if may irate? Do you do that? Scenario na
Yes,
gano'n?
Yes. Oo.
Kaya sinasabihan namin yung mga students na halimbawa passenger sila, ACAS 1 talaga.
Okay.
Para mailabas nila yung communication skills, yung mga ganyan.
Ano po yung naalala nyo na parang new approach ng isang student if you were acting like, for example, si Miss Cheryl was acting like an irate passenger, tapos ganito niya hinandle. Any standout moments like that na yung
Gusto mo
student?
ba?
Maganda sa i-acting natin.
Wag na.
Ay, grabe naman ito.
Baka ma-discover tayo eh.
di ba for
Mahirap
Level up
ma-discover.
masyado.
Pero sa mga ganun, ma'am, with your interaction with students, what do you feel like you really discover about them? Siguro, lalo na sa mga kapampangan na, na aspirants, is there a specific parang skill that you see na, oh, they're so resilient? Or this new batch, parang they're so creative. Parang may mga ganun bang learnings na when you yourselves were still in the industry, you feel like it wasn't there yet? Pero ngayon, ganun
Sa
na sila.
ngayon?
Opo.
Oo, maraming mga estudyante naman kasi yung mga creative na lalo na
Yes,
sa mga...
lalo ngayon, ano,
Oo, lalo ngayon
they're
dahil
very
lahat ng mga
creative.
resources
Yeah.
available na, di ba?
With social media.
Yes, exactly. So yung confidence naman nandoon na rin. Kailangan lang sigurong i-polish
Yeah.
according to the airline. So parang ganyan yung nakikita namin. So marami na rin naman talaga yung potential nila, makikitaan mo kaagad.
Nandun na,
Oo.
almost there. Yeah. So, can you walk us through a little bit po siguro yung after ng training nila sa Omni? What happens next?
Meron kaming job assistance, yan. Meron kaming sinasabi sa kanila na kapag halimbawa merong mga hiring sa iba't ibang airlines, we do let them know.
Yeah.
Tapos, ano pa ba?
Nag-a-assist din po yung
Yes,
Omni.
oo,
after.
meron kaming job
Yung
assistance after
operations kasi
graduation.
natin, they
Para
have
hindi
a
sila
group
mag-isa,
chat,
no?
no?
Kasi
So,
after
it's
graduate na,
send
go,
yung ano.
push mo sa door, ikaw na bahala. Hindi ganun hon.
Hindi, kailangan pwede
Susuportahan
silang
pa din.
magtanong sa amin. They could message us directly.
Any tips, no?
Yes, magtatanong sila any tips, yung mga ganyan, and if we could be one of their character references sa kanilang CVs or
References.
resumes, pumapayag kami. And sa ngayon talaga tumatawag yung mga companies na ina-applyan nila
Kasi
for
tayo yung character
Yes,
reference.
for the
Yeah.
background
Yeah.
check.
So, trusted na talaga si
oo,
Omni.
Si Omni.
oo. And most of the time, kapag nakita nila OMNI Aviation, nanggaling ang
Recognized
isa,
kasi.
recognize siya.
Recognized.
At parang formality na lang na na naipasa nila yung resume nila. Pero syempre, we trust our students na gagalingan naman talaga nila.
Dahil na dito sila nahulma.
Exactly.
Hindi, tsaka lagi natin sinasabi, no, apply. You have to apply.
Apply what you
Hindi
have
ka naman
learned.
matatanggap kung hindi ka nag-apply.
Oo.
Lagi yan parang sa loto, di ba? Gusto ko manalo sa loto.
Tataya
Kung hindi ka
ka.
naman tumataya,
Oo,
di ba?
oo. So, paano ko matatanggap kung hindi ka mag-a-apply? So,
Tama.
we really push them to apply.
So
We give
outside,
them the
siguro po outside of
encouragement.
the training part, syempre we'd love to also hear your experiences as cabin crew and flight attendants yourself. Siguro first question is, do you miss flying po?
Yes.
Yes.
Flying siguro as a passenger.
Grabe naman to.
Nakaka-miss.
Nakaka-miss yung mag-travel ka, ma-excite ka kapag
Yeah.
may mga new destinations na binuksan yung airline ninyo, yung mga ganon. Nakaka-miss yung ganong scenario or ganong eksena. And then, yung mga nakakalipad mo, syempre,
Yeah.
mamimiss mo rin sila. Yung iba sa amin, yung iba sa mga kabatchmates ko, nandoon pa ako
Yes.
kasi.
Ako
Wow.
din.
Oo.
Ang same
meron
din.
meron pa
Same
mga
din.
Yung
hindi
community ng
bumitaw.
feeling.
Oo.
Mhm.
So, at least na-update pa rin kami as instructors kung ano talaga yung nangyayari sa
Best
industry.
practices.
Sa airline.
At sinasabi namin sa mga estudyante yun para
Yeah.
updated din naman sila.
In fairness, so align po sa totoong nangyayari. yung
Yes,
teachings
definitely.
natin.
Yes, definitely.
So if you would be asked kung pwede nyo siya gawin ulit,
Would-
given no circumstances, gagawin nyo siya ulit,
Given
magiging
no
cabin crew kayo. Cabin crew ulit. Go ba?
Maging cabin crew ulit, ang hirap ng tanong mo, sa totoo lang.
Parang partly,
Kasi
yes,
ngayon,
partly.
alam nyo ho yung experience that comes with it.
Yeah.
Pero ngayon, tanggalin ko
struggles
naman
also.
yung struggles. Then, gusto nyo pang bumalik.
Siguro for
Sige.
for few
Yes, actually, yun na yung
months
answer.
lang.
Few months, para lang
Hindi na siguro,
ma-relieve yung
oo.
memory. No?
Hindi na siguro aabot ako ng
Pero yung 2
taon.
years, baka hindi na namin kayanin.
Hindi ko lang sure.
So, yung
Short term.
what made you decide to end your
Ayan.
cabin crew career naman?
Siyempre, lahat, di ba sabi nila, change is constant.
That's right,
Di ba? So, nag-iiba yung mga priorities natin sa buhay. So, kaya siguro na pag-desisyonan ko na this is it, pansit.
This is it,
Diba?
pansit.
Ayun na. Kaya siguro napunta rin ako dito sa OMNI. Align pa rin naman
Align
siya
pa
doon
rin,
sa
pero you
passion
know, you
ko.
have
Eh.
to-
Still part of the aviation.
Oo, still part of the aviation. Ayun siya. Pero yung, siguro yung lagi ko sinasabi sa mga estudyante, binitawan na namin yung position namin kasi alam namin, kayo na yung
Kayo
mag-uunod.
naman.
Kayo na, iniiwan namin yung slot na yun for you
For you.
guys. Oo.
Kayo po
Kayo
ba,
ba, ma'am?
Cheryl? Yeah.
Ako, I resigned because there was no maternity leave.
Oh, no.
Isa
that
pa yun?
time.
Oo,
Yes,
isa pa
kasi
yun.
after, ang sakit Kasi after a few months, meron na.
Oh.
Diba?
Sa akin, after a
After
few
3 months,
years.
actually. Oo, so parang, meron na. Pinaalis lang ako.
Pwede bumalik agad?
Actually, meron naman chance to go
To
back.
return
Kaya
back.
lang kasi, I will be based in Jeddah again. Kasi Manila na ako eh. So, if I will be based in Jeddah, iiwan ko yung anak
Iiwan
ko.
niyo.
So,
Tama
I
po.
had to
Yun nga, you have to
Compromise.
prioritize.
So, family na lang.
So, priority
Total na
ulit.
experience ko naman na. So, I guess I'm fine.
Kayo po, Miss Cams, what was it like your experience?
That time kasi dapat lilipat ako ng another international airline,
Yeah.
which is Emirates sana.
Mm-hmm.
Kaya lang nag-pandemic.
Naabutan ng pandemic.
Naabutan ako ng pandemic.
Naabutan. So, after
So,
nun, hindi nyo na
after
naisipang bumalik.
Nag-business na lang ako.
Ayun.
Malaki rin kasi nag-i-epekto ng
Kaya nga
pandemic
po
sa
that's my
atin.
next
Actually,
question
oo.
na eh.
Hindi nyo malalaman kung
Since
babalik
I think
pa
Miss
ba eh.
Camille is the most, kasi that was her
Recent,
time,
oo.
yeah. Na-experience na talaga. What was it like then, during the pandemic? Like, I imagine dahil nag-close down lahat ng borders, was there panic? Ano po yung
Nandun ka ba
feeling?
nun?
Tsaka
Hindi,
yung
wala.
hopes
Hindi,
nyo,
I was
for
still in the
sure.
process.
Yeah.
My papers was still in the process for me to transfer. Kaya lang hindi na naging valid after.
Oh.
Kasi
Pero lumilipad ka pa ba
nag-shutdown
nun?
nga. Mm-mm.
Oh.
But then, I actually took the risk. Sabi ko, magre-resign na ako kasi hindi ako pwede mag-transfer while I was still flying.
Oo. So, dapat
Diba?
talaga magre-resign.
Oo.
Dapat pala
So,
magre-resign.
I took the risk sana. And then, umuwi ako dito sa Pilipinas. Then, nag-rest ako ng mga few months. Kasi I was expecting na mga siguro before, kala kasi ng pandemic, March.
March
Oo, March
2020.
2020.
April dapat ako.
Ah.
Di ba?
Talagang saktong-sakto sa ano
Ang
eh.
sakit.
So, yun po yung multo niyan.
Oo, yun yung multo niya.
Yes. So,
Pero
it
I
did not
imagine, ma'am,
happen.
you really miss it.
But Emirates is my dream airline before eh.
Pwede pa
Pero-
naman
Pwede
siguro,
pa.
But I'm sure
di ba?
Yeah.
if hindi nangyari yung pandemic na yun, I'm sure you're right there in Emirates.
Sana, may cortina ako.
Di wala
dito.
siya sa Omni.
O wala siya sa OMNI.
Hindi,
Oo,
after
yun
malay
nga.
nyo, bumalik siya.
Yeah, like dun sa past
Ibang
conversation
timeline
natin. Yeah,
sa
redirection. Always a redirection. Siguro po to wrap up
Redirection.
the conversation is
Wrap up na?
just to talk about your insights for those naman na still unsure, should I pursue this career?
Mm-hmm.
Am I built for it? Kaya ko ba? Siguro some of them
May mga
kasi
doubts.
yeah, their doubts, especially those na feeling nila ang taas ng standards sa
Mm-hmm.
sa airlines ganyan. What would you share with them? Lalo na you guys, you already experienced it. What would your advice be?
Lagi kong sinasabi yung self-assessment. Kailangan innate mo nasa puso mo yung may malasakit ka, may pagtulong sa kapwa. Kasi yun naman talaga yung bottom line nito.
Okay.
Yun yung pinaka end goal natin, makatulong ka sa kapwa. Kaya hina-hire yung mga flight attendant para meron talagang lifesaver sa loob ng eroplano. So, yun yung sinasabi ko sa kanila na kapag ka nakita nyo sa sarili ninyo na ito yung magiging path ninyo.
Future
Kasi
nila.
alam mo sa sarili mo na meron kang puso, may
Yeah.
malasakit ka sa pagtulong sa kapwa. At saka, ine-enjoy mo yung bawat journey. So, I think you are in the right track.
That's their
Oo.
confirmation.
That's their confirmation.
Kayo po ba?
Like for me, ako, lagi ko din sinasabi sa students about the pros and cons. Advantage is advantage. Kasi kailangan clear sa kanila eh. No, hindi
Para
lang puro
makapag-decide.
glamour.
Hindi
oo.
lang puro prosperity.
I have to tell them na hindi lang yung hindi lang pupunta ka sa isang bansa, ganyan. You go to different places, magle-layover ka doon, laki ng sweldo mo, but you have to work. No, you have
Exactly.
to make sacrifices. Kasi lalo na, if you will be a cabin crew sa Middle East Airlines, you'll be away from your family. Wala kang mga okasyon. Hindi pwede, ay,
Yeah.
birthday ni ganito, ay, Christmas, uuwi ako. Hindi kung kailan mo gusto umuwi, makakauwi ka.
Yeah.
And not only that, no, ano pa ba? Yung pinaka-job itself, pagod, puyat, no? Yun
Body
yung mga,
clock,
oo,
yan,
yung
mawawala
mga
yun eh.
Ilang oras na tulog, para ka ng zombie, hindi mo na alam nasang airport ka pag nag-a-announce
Yeah,
ka.
anong oras na?
Experience nyo yun, experience nyo yun, bigla ka na lang nagising, tapos hindi mo alam kung nasa ang
Uy,
bansa.
welcome
Oh my
to
gosh.
Nangyayari talaga lahat
Hindi ko
yan
na
sa
alam
mga
anong
Anong airport to?
Yes, oo, may mga
oo.
ganong
Kasi
eksena.
talaga,
Tapos magkakamali ka sa sa public, sa PA.
Oo.
So, may magpanic yung mga passenger,
Yung
ha?
recent
Maling
lang yung
airport.
sinabi niya, welcome to Manila, pero nasa Iloilo talaga kami. Yung mga ganon. Oo, may mga ganong
Kasi kailangan
moments.
So,
sabihin mo
reality
rin
po pala
eh.
yun.
Yes.
Oo,
Kasi
nangyayari
talagang
siya.
puyat ka na eh. Hindi hilo-hilo ka na, no? Wala ka na sa tamang pag-iisip siguro.
Naging best friend niyo yung
Yes.
kape nun, ho?
Oo.
Hindi
Yes,
ba?
kape.
Oo.
Saka tubig
Actually.
dapat.
Tubig.
At saka yun, isa ko pang sinasabi, aside from that, hindi lang yung service sa passengers eh. Kailangan you are always prepared for anything that could happen.
Yes.
No? Kasi pwede tayong maka-experience ng all types of emergency. Medical emergency, yung emergency talaga, evacuation. And tsaka sinasabi ko rin, kasi baka hindi sila aware, no? Naglilinis tayo ng CR.
Oo, baka akala nila may
Naglilinis ka ng
tagalinis
vomit,
noon habang nasa
diba?
40,000 feet
Wala
ka,
kang
di
ibang
ba?
uutusan dyan, di ba? So, ikaw ang gagawa ng lahat.
Talagang
ng
yung
yun.
reality ng pagiging FA, sinasabi na namin.
Yes.
Dito
Unfiltered
pala,
talaga.
dito
Prepared,
pala.
yes.
Oo,
Para prepared sila.
talaga sila.
Para alam din nila kung ito ba ay para
Ito ba
sa
yung para sa
kanila.
kanila?
Kasi
Exactly.
feeling mo, ang ganda, puro maganda kasi yung
Maganda
nababasa
pakinggan
nila.
nga
eh.
naman. kasi.
So kahit sa social media, makikita mo, puro yung, syempre, yung life of a flight
Positives.
attendant na,
Yeah.
di ba,
Lalo
ang
na yung
ganda-ganda,
sweldo.
yun yan.
Lalo na
So,
yung sweldo.
na-encourage
Mahubulog
sila.
ka sa sweldo, no?
Correct.
Budol.
Parang tayo.
Parang tayo nabudol.
Hindi, real talk lang naman yun.
Kayo po, Miss Cams, any last advice and insights?
Pinaka-importante talaga passion mo.
Okay.
Kung hindi mo talaga passion, if you don't love what you're doing, then don't do it.
Don't
Pero
do
kung
it at
talagang
all,
love mo
no?
talaga, passion mo to become a flight attendant, then do so.
Go,
for
push.
it.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Kahit ilang rejections na yan, ipaglaban mo.
Kasi maghanap kayo at maghanap ng way. Kasi pag
Yes.
gusto, may
Pag
paraan.
gusto mo
Tama.
talaga.
Pag ayaw, may tayo.
Yes, that's correct.
So I think that's an amazing note to end on, right? Sobrang insightful. There have been so many great experiences that have been shared. So we really appreciate your time, Miss CJ, Miss Cheryl, and Miss Camille.
Most
Sana po
welcome. Thank
sa
you.
next episode again. So yeah, this has been OMNI and On Air. Your host, Ella, and
And my name is Daniel, and we'll see you next time.
thank you guys.
Bye!